Well, I watched The Karate Kid earlier today, the 2010 version, or as I like to call it, Ping-Pong Dre Learns Kung Fu. This, of course, is a reimagining, retelling, and updated version of the original Karate Kid, which came out about 29 years ago, believe it or not. Almost as old as me. The original movie stands the test of time. It's a great movie. It's a classic. It's not a movie that needed to be remade or rebooted. I mean, you can't do that. It's like trying to do that with The Godfather. So again, this version, I just call it an updated reimagining of the story. Follows pretty much the same formula. But I was very pleasantly surprised with this movie. It's very good, very well done. I think the studio wanted to capitalize a bit off of the original movie by calling it The Karate Kid instead of The Kung Fu Kid, so that way audiences would be confused. Ralph Macchio starred in the original, went on to make 2 sequels, and then of course we had the next Karate Kid, but we won't get into that one. Anyways, let's break it all down. The cinematography is handled very well. The performances, Jaden Smith is at the top of his game in this movie. He gives such a great performance. I think having him and Will Smith star in After Earth was kind of a step down for them, because they've already proved that they can handle the emotional scenes, the reactions. So I think that if Jaden wants to continue making movies, he should be challenged more, rather than just, doing the basics. Watching him in this movie, it's like he'd been acting since he was 1. Even though he did get a start early, about 4 years earlier, in The Pursuit of Happiness, his performance in this movie is just outstanding. Now, of course, we have Jackie Chan as Mr. Han. Now, this is a very different side of Jackie Chan that we're seeing. This isn't the typical goofy, fun-loving characters that he usually plays. Mr. Han is a very dark character with a very important backstory that I'll get to in just a bit, that explains why he is the way he is. Sherry Parker, Dre's mom, she's not as spunky and outgoing as the mother in the original movie, but still, great performance. Favorite moments, the training sequences, montages, Han's car story, his backstory. So that explains why he has the car in his living room. And of course the fights at the end. I'm glad they didn't copy the infamous crane kick at the end. They instead did this mid-air spin kick, which is so badass. The pacing. Now this movie is just over 2 hours. You figure the studio would have been like, well, let's chop it down to an hour and a half. People don't want to sit in their seats for 2 hours. What are you talking about? But at about 2 hours and 8 minutes, the pacing is perfect. The director balances everything so well. All the performances, the plot points, and the build up to the end is very good. Nothing feels rushed in this movie, and there's never a dull moment. The script is good. Nothing that really stood out to me. A couple of funny one-liners here and there, but that was about it. The music score is very good, very surprising. It's kind of your standard orchestra type score, but some scenes wouldn't work without it. That's how well done it is. The scenery is just beautiful. The shots were handled so well. I mean, I want to go to China and see all those sites. I was surprised this movie currently holds just a 6.2 out of 10 on IMDb. For some reason, I thought it was like over a 7. But I'm going to give this movie a solid 8 out of 10 stars. I would love to see a sequel. It's been about 3 years since the movie came out, so I'm not sure. I mean, sometimes, they wait about 4 years for the sequel, so maybe we'll see one next year. There is an IMDb page for The Karate Kid 2. No names attached to it. It was last updated in February of this year, and it just said, they're working on the script. But it'd be great if Jaden and Jackie came back. I'd like to see the story continue. Hopefully use kind of an original, fresh idea this time. Since this movie is such a success, so well done, I wouldn't want to see The Karate Kid Part 2 again. As much as I love that story. You don't want to follow the formula of every movie, as you go on with the sequels. But it'd be interesting to see where these characters go. Jaden's a couple years older. I know he's been working on music, so I'm not sure if that's going to be his focus, but it'd be great if he came back. Anyways, thanks for listening. Let me know what you think. Leave some comments below. Subscribe for new videos. And have yourself a wonderful day.